Christian Maguire there. Meanwhile, Attorney General Godfrey Adame has revealed that Achimota School has already filed a stay of execution after meeting the Education Ministry and management of the school, including the board. He has asked that they withdraw the stay and admit the children. He expects that to be done. The school has agreed to do so and enroll the student. The state, in principle, holds the view that a pronouncement by a higher court will help streamline the matter and not open the floodgates. He explains why in an interview with Evans Mensah.
Gates theory, which means that this could open the floodgates for everybody else to sort of come and make these claims. And I've heard those on the other side of this theory suggest that this case was purely a religious, an attempt to enjoy religious rights. And if you come to the school and you say, well, I just want to put the towel around my waist because it's my tradition, it may not necessarily be a reflection of the outcome of this case, because they went to demonstrate that Rastafarianism is a religion and it's a constitutional right that to enjoy the fruits of that religious rights. Did you see the distinction there?
No, I don't see the distinction at all, because it's not only religious rights that ought to be respected or encouraged in schools. There's also the right to exercise the person's culture. You cannot take away from the person the right to live his life in the manner in which he desires. The long-standing rules and regulations to recognize the enforced by schools in the country may have to be reformed, which may open the floodgates to the acceptance of various lifestyles by schools, to the extent that the decision is paid or is hinged on human rights. It implies that adherence to a certain lifestyle or custom or culture of a certain person perhaps will have to prevail over the relevant rules and regulations applicable in schools throughout the country. That is what I'm saying has a very far-reaching implication. Therefore, such a decision, you cannot just leave it at the High Court. After all, this decision is not binding on the High Court itself. It's not binding on the High Court differently constituted. So you can have another High Court constituted by a different justice taking a different view of the matter. They already know which way to go, so it can lead to uncertainty. And I think that there's a need clearly to have a clear, definitive pronouncement on the matter, the extent to which certain practices claim to be religious or claim to be even cultural, or to be recognized and accepted in schools. So it's not just a matter of Rastafarians being permitted to wear locks or not. But about the traditionalists who also want to exist without his culture enjoys him to walk barefooted. What about being accepted in schools? So it's not just a matter of Rastafarians being permitted to wear locks or not. What about the traditionalists who also want to exist without his culture enjoys him to walk barefooted? What about the traditionalists who also insist that according with the tenets of this custom, is supposed to just wrap a cloth around his waist, even if the person is male. And for that matter, the school cannot restrict the manner in which it dresses. It really have implications for whether school uniforms ought to be enforced. Because if I was on insist that I did not have to wear school uniforms on account of a certain factor, are you saying that ought not to be permitted? That definitely will be discriminatory. So we ought to really see the soundness of it. I was not in court, so I've not seen the ruling, and I therefore have advised that I obtain a copy of the ruling before I examine the soundness or otherwise. Either way, it's not a situation. I think that the merits of it will have to be tested. So I've had based on record that it is that has far-reaching implications. And there are many people who are also opposed to the ruling, and many concerns of these eminent citizens of the country. And for me, I think that if a decision of that nature has to be applied, then clearly it must be subjected to the test of the course in the higher echelons of the judiciary architecture. And I say so because the High Court constitutes the first step in the judicial architecture. Above the High Court are the Court for Appeal and the Supreme Court. So I think that is not the end of the matter. It should be a soundness or otherwise it definitely has to be tested. We have to have a more definitive pronouncement on the merits of the matter by in the Superior Court of Architecture.